Hi Gemini, and welcome to Paula B Energy and your July Energy Tarot reading. All right, I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to start out with just a little prayer that we please call in our guides, our ancestors, and ascended masters, and all beings of light to assist us with clear, concise messages, and that those messages will be for the highest good of everyone who views this video. So mote it be. All right, let's get you started, Gemini. With your first card, you've got this oracle card, The Secret of Camelot, the Authority of Spirit. Now, this is an interesting card. We see, and you can see her Guinevere with Excalibur, or perhaps that's the Lady of the Lake. Remember, Excalibur was drawn from the lake, and you all remember the story of King Arthur and how he came upon Excalibur. And it's interesting that this seems to be a card. There's a doorway over on this side of the card. Let me see if I can move that over so you can see it really well. Look at that, the Authority of Spirit. So how are you connecting with Spirit this month, Gemini? I think that's a good question. I didn't notice. You can see a sort of a castle here, but then there's a white castle. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. There's a white castle right there in the middle. Camelot. The Camelot of myth and legend. Camelot was known when Arthur was there. Camelot was known as the center for truth, honesty, and chivalry, honor. Being true to oneself, right? And the foundation of Camelot was the round table, where the knights were around the round table, and the table was round to symbolize that no one was above anyone else. So I think that's very interesting. We'll see how that plays out for your month. Then you have this other oracle card. This is the Divine Doors. It's called The Art of Life. There's no sacred light in the aura of an invisible life. Be bold in your skin. Let your love dance in sight. That's interesting. The Art of Life. Okay, so in your recent past, Gemini, you have your first tarot card is the Seven of Cups. Looks like you've had a lot of choices, a lot of emotional experiences happening for you, a lot going on. And some of it might have been a little confusing. When we get the Seven of Cups, remember, cups is water energy. That's our emotions. And you can see in these cups, there's all these different choices. Some of them kind of scary looking. Some of them look good. This card, often the meaning is illusion. In its balanced aspect, it's speaking that there have been a lot of opportunities. And specifically, these are opportunities for emotional experiences of all kinds. We live in a world of duality, so we're going to have the good and the bad and the in-between. And it looks like that you've had a little bit of confusion with those, or perhaps everything has just been a little chaotic because there are so many choices for you. Also looks like you have completed a major cycle, Gemini. You have the World card. This is the final card in the major arcana in tarot. And this is a card that shows us that you have completed a big cycle. Since the World comes at the end, it speaks of endings. It also speaks of beginnings, because when we complete a cycle, then we necessarily start a new one, because everything is a spiral, right? So when the World comes out, it's a good indication for you to take a moment and just go, okay, what were the lessons that I learned? Has something been recurring for me over and over again, maybe in varying degrees, but the same theme has been happening over and over? And what is the takeaway from that theme? If I see something happening in my life over and over again, instead of going, oh Lord, why me again? Think about, well, why me again? Why is this happening over and over? What is it that I'm supposed to gain from this experience? Often that helps you be able to end that cycle. And then, of course, life is learning, so you'll be starting a new one. You've got two sevens here, so I'm going to say you've been feeling a little bit of stuck energy. The Seven of Pentacles typically is a card that is asking, are your efforts bringing you what you desire? Pentacles, of course, is earth energy. It's slower. And it has to do with our resources. And we see here a person who is farming, and here's their beautiful plant that has all these fruits on it. And he's checking to see, hey, is this fruit ripe? Is it time? Should I pick it? Is this plant not doing so well? Do I need to put more effort into it? Or is it just not ever going to bear fruit and I need to stop giving it my energy? So you've been in a cycle where you've had a lot of opportunities, and I think, Gemini, that you're at the point where you're trying to decide between several of them and figure out which one, or maybe more than one, of these things, these activities, these circumstances is worth your time and energy. And it might even be relationships, because Pentacles has to do with relationships as well. So it's very possible that you're sort of analyzing and looking at all the choices before you and trying to figure out, is this worth it? Or not. And if it's not, then that means it's time to walk away. It looks like there are endings coming for you. In your present energy, Gemini, you have the Ten of Swords. Now, this often looks like a really scary card, but Swords has to do with our mind, how we think, how we communicate. And the 10 is the end of the suit. So this means that this is an ending, of course, but it's an ending of a certain way of thinking. So it looks like that you've been kind of in your head about some things, and probably all of these different opportunities or avenues or things, situations that you're having to deal with, and it's coming to an end. I'm going to say that for some of you, it's a relationship that you're walking away from, and that could be a friendship, it could be a family relationship, could be a love relationship. Endings are also beginnings. So I like this, and I'm not saying that this is a bad card for you, particularly because the very next card you have is Four of Wands. So when one door closes, another door opens. And here we are at the Four of Wands. Wands is fire energy. It has to do with action. It has to do with connection to spirit and finding your desire, your passion, your drive. The Four of Wands particularly is often known as the 1111 card, because we're seeing two wands on each side. Two over here. I can't do this. And it is a card of foundation as well. 4 is a foundational number. It's a number of building to last. And this is the divine blessing card. And what we see here is a celebration of marriage. So it's very possible for some of you that when that one door closes, another door opens and someone new might come in. It could also be, I will have to say, that you might be in an existing relationship and you may have just decided, okay, I'm going to end this train of thought that I have that someone better is going to come along, and I am choosing you. And I like that. For some of you, that will be the case. Very nice. Four of Wands, because it's wands, it's not just about marriage. It's about what are your actions that you're taking to create a solid foundation. All right, and then your third card in your present energy is the Sun card. This is wonderful. It blesses the entire reading. The Sun card is a card that speaks about blessing, light, prosperity. It talks about all the things that the sun gives us in its balanced aspect, which it is here. Joy, creativity, anything that the sun brings us. The sun brings us life. It brings life to the whole entire earth. And it's warm and we have good feelings in the sun. It's vital for us to get sun so that our body can produce certain nutrients for it. So I like this present energy for you. Don't be scared about the endings because they're going to bring good things for you. All right, then in your energy that's incoming, your future energy for the month of July, Gemini, you've got the King of Cups. King of Cups, again, it is water energy. It's the energy of emotion. But look at him. Okay, he looks very contemplative here. He looks like he's contemplating something. He's really thinking deeply about it and feeling deeply, right? The King of Cups is not afraid to feel his feelings. He's not afraid to show them. He's very good at being able to show people, hey, I love you, and say it without shame or fear or any of that, and just gently express, hey, this is my feelings, and not, there's no drama with the King of Cups, right? He is balanced. He has dominion over his feelings, and he's able to act from the heart in a balanced manner. I like this energy for you. Speaking of balance, the Two of Pentacles is happening for you. Now, Pentacles again is earth energy, and it's about balancing your resources. And if you take a look, here he is. He seems to be, he's like on a rocky outcrop here, but almost like he's dancing. I don't know. And then in the background, we see his ships. Now, in one or two other cards, we see those ships. We see those in the Three of Wands where the ships are coming in. But this is actually his ships. And you can see that the waves out there are a little bit rough. And those ships look like they're rocking a little bit. He is also balancing these pentacles. And you can see here that there is an infinity symbol that's being made by this motion. So it looks like he's juggling. This card often means that there are lots of resources or things that you're having to juggle right now. You're really good at that, Gemini, because you are two-natured, and so that you're able, you're able to move from one thing to another really quickly, especially mentally. This is in the realm of your resources. So you might feel like you've got a lot going on, and you do. It might be that you're having to balance some health issues with your career, or maybe you're having to balance relationships with your career. There's a balancing act going on. You're kind of juggling all of these things, but you're doing it brilliantly. And that is the point of that. You're able to do it. It's not hard for you. It might feel like you have a lot going on, but you can handle it. All right, your third card in your incoming energy is actually the Fool reversed. Now I'll show you the card upright so you can see it. The Fool is the first card in tarot, and it shows us someone who is fairly happy-go-lucky. He just has a small knapsack with him. He doesn't carry very many belongings, and off he goes. He appears to be like stepping off the edge of a cliff. He doesn't look down. He doesn't look back. He is looking forward to his journey. He has his faithful companion with him. This little white dog represents spirit that's always with us. Now, in its balanced aspect, this is the new journey, but you have it here. I tend to read that this means unbalanced, or sometimes the opposite. What I'm going to say here is you're not on a new journey, Gemini. You started a new journey a little while ago, and now you're continuing that journey. And that's a good thing because you're learning some lessons there. I thought I heard another message, but no. Okay. It might come to me. Sometimes they give me a little blip and then it's gone. All right, your challenges this month, Gemini. What do we got? Well, we have the Ten of Pentacles. I'll show you it upright. It actually came out reversed. So how is this a challenge? Again, we're talking earth energy, and particularly the Ten of Pentacles is all about your resources and how you are dealing with them. How are you saving them for the future? What is your legacy, right? Legacy is typically the name of the card. So reversed, this would be perhaps there is some imbalance or some uncertainty in how you're going to preserve your legacy for the future, or perhaps you don't know. This is a card that says, what do you want to how do you want to be remembered? Not what. What do you want to be remembered for, or how do you want to be remembered? It also speaks very much of family. Pentacles, because it's about resources, it is talking always about all the things that support us. So that can be your family. It can be your friends. It's all relationships, your work relationships. It also has to do with your health. It has to do with your career. It has to do with your money and your time and your energy. So in its unbalanced presentation, it looks like there are some areas of your resources that you're not really utilizing to their fullest potential. That's how it is a challenge for you. All right, your second challenge card is the Moon. Now, this is a card of Cancer and all water signs. And the Moon is symbolic of our subconscious desires, Our subconscious motivations is really where this card shows up. It is possible, and the message I'm getting is that it's possible that there might be some hidden truths that you don't know about in certain situations in your life that are influencing the situation that you are currently having to deal with. Is it necessary for you to know what those are? No, it is not, is what I'm getting. It's not necessary for you to know what it is. You just have to continue to do what you're doing. Your very next card is the Eight of Pentacles, which is keep on keeping on, right? It's the card of continuing to work to master the work. It's the card of apprenticeship. It's continuing to work on your resources. So you're going from 10 of Pentacles reversed to the subconscious, the hidden, and then right back to work. So you don't need to know what somebody else's motivations are. You need to know what your motivations are. What is your why? Why are you doing it? I think that when you can figure out why you are building your resources, once you know that, you're going to be able to reverse that 10 of Pentacles into its upright position, and you'll know how you want to be remembered, what you want your legacy to be. All right, now let's move to the blessing row. Your first card in the blessing row is the Emperor. I like this for you, Gemini. The Emperor is a card of, definitely of balance, of rule, very much a card of being organized. It speaks about rules and laws. And the Emperor does this in his balanced expression. He does this because he has a lot of people to take care of. And you cannot take care of a lot of people unless you have rules and you have order and you have organization. So in his unbalanced aspect, if the card had been reversed, this would be he's controlling. He's, type A personality, always wanting perfection, perfectionism, those types of things. But you got it in its upright. As a blessing card, this is, now's your chance to get really organized. You're going to be figuring out your why, and that's going to help you with the how. And when you get the why, then it's really easy to order your thoughts and really make strides forward. Your next blessing card came out sideways, and I'm going to honor that. When it is in its upright position, the Six of Wands looks like this. Again, Wands energy, fire, action. And what we see here is someone who's having a parade for their success. Now, you got the card sideways, so I'm going to read this sort of like it's halfway between balanced and unbalanced, right? So you're having some partial success. I think that's a blessing. It shows that some of the actions that you've been taking are starting to bear fruits. You're not quite to your goal yet, is how I'm going to read this. But it is a blessing for you. I really think that you're getting a little bit of praise at work, or you're having some success in a relationship, or I'm really getting a big hit on a health success. So I like that. Now, you had two cards that popped out for your third blessing, so I think this is interesting. Your first card is the Hanged Man, card of Pisces, but it came out reversed. And so this is showing us that you already have the correct perspective. You already know which way that you need to go. You don't need to adjust that. That's a good blessing card right there. You've already made the leap to looking at things a little bit differently, and now you're able to move forward. So that's a card of mental change there. Technically your fourth card came out with the Hanged Man reverse is the Empress. This is the card of manifestation. I love it. This is a fantastic card to get as your blessing card. We see basically she is the consort to the Emperor, and you got the Emperor at the top of your blessing, and here you got the Empress at the bottom. So what I see is that you're going to have a very balanced. The Empress is the Emperor imposes law and order, and the Empress creates the abundance. That's how the two of them work together, and the one does not work without the other, by the way. So really great card to get as your blessing card. Now, the energy underlying the entire reading, the card that you received is the Tower. Kind of a scary looking card. It looks like a lot's happening. People are falling from the sky, lightning, fire. Ooh, drama, right? Drama. So the Tower is an unexpected event or epiphany. Now, you do have the Hanged Man reversed here. You do have the Ten of Swords. So I'm going to say that more than likely this is an epiphany. That happens up here in your brain. That epiphany is where we have a ding light bulb moment and suddenly our understanding has changed. I think that is what is happening for you. You were in this stuck energy with all these choices, not really sure if the efforts that you were making were going to bear fruit. And your epiphany helps you to really narrow things down to just a few goals or maybe one that you're really wanting to achieve. And now you're able to bring all of your mental prowess onto that. That's a really great card to have as the underlying energy because it's a shakeup, right? And change, of course, is the only constant in the universe. And without change, we don't grow. So I really see this as a great moment for you. You've moved out of that cycle. You had that World card, and now you're moving into something brand new. And I think it's going to be really great for you, especially with that Empress card. All right, Gemini, let's see. I've got one more card for you from the Love Your Inner Goddess Oracle, and your card is Angel of Truth. The truth wants to be told, needs to be heard. It may seem like the whole world wants to believe in a lie, and so you wonder if you are crazy, if you are the only one who is thinking differently and desiring the real story to emerge. Yet those that fight against the truth are even more in need of it. There can be no healing, no freedom, no moving on without it. You are going to be blessed with the truth revealed, a realization about yourself, the world, or others that will bring you relief. It will happen at the right time. It will set your soul free. Ooh, interesting. Okay, that's talking about an epiphany, Gemini. I really think that you're going to have a moment of truth. And that moment is going to illuminate your entire month of July. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you next time. Bye.